Usikubali kwa watu kuchafua serikali, na usikubali kwa serikali aende kando. Ikiwa kama unaona sisi tuko na kasoro, sema wasi. Hapana kaa kimya.
Violence, tribalism, corruption, intimidation. These are the bread and butter of African politics. People have died during demonstrations, others have been sentenced to prison without trial, and life goes on. It is unfortunate that Mother Africa continues to bury her children when they are barely crawling. Fake democracy, fake leaders, fake news. Can we discuss about the fake news against the Odinga's family? Before I get into that, allow me to center my analysis of the senior Oginga Odinga on the just concluded elections that Kenya held. During the campaigns, one faction known as Kenya Kwanza, a party focused on putting the interest of Kenyans at the forefront. During the campaigns, Kenya Kwanza used these two words, hustlers versus dynasties. The hustlers described three prominent families that have graced Kenya's political field for long: the Kenyatta family, the Moi family, and the Odinga's family. In this video, we will go through the senior Odinga's political journey and see whether he was truly a dynasty. Jaramogi Oginga Odinga is one of the pioneers of Kenya's politics. He was born in 1911 to Mama Opondo and Odinga Raila. In clear terms, Raila Amolo Odinga was named after his great-grandfather. He was a student of Maseno School, Alliance High School, and joined Makerere University in 1940. He would later join Maseno High School as a teacher, but in 1947, he would resign and form the Luo Thrift and Trading Corporation. The following year, he would join Kenya African Union or KAU, and in 1960, together with Tom Mboya, would join Kenya African National Union or KANU. In 1964, after Kenya became a republic, Oginga would be made the first vice president. His relationship with Jomo Kenyatta became sour after he started questioning why the new African elite grabbed land that was meant for landless people. If you watched my video on Jomo Kenyatta, you'll know why he was unhappy about Odinga's questioning. By the way, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. The disagreements between the two would go on, with Odinga pushing Kenya to create strong ties with the Soviet Union, countries within the Warsaw Act, and China, while Kenyatta was pushing for better ties with the US and Western Bloc. Oginga would resign in 1966 and form the KPU, and his downfall would begin. His party only lasted for 3 years and was banned in 1966 when Kenyatta was booed in Kisumu for accusations of being involved in the assassination of Tom Mboya.
Kitu gani KPU? Wanasema tume kwa mama zenu tume. Wanaleta nini katika Kenya? Wanafanya nini katika nchi hii ya Wajaluo? Wanafanya nini KPU? Tuambieni. Kitu gani? Hakuna, ni mdomo mtupu kama punda bila analia katika msituni. Hakuna kitu kingine. Lakini serikali yenu tukufu inafanya mengi kwa wananchi na itazidi kufanya mengi kwa wananchi. Kwa hivyo mimi nikiwa kiongozi wa serikali hii ya Kenya, mimi nasema siwezi kukubali mtu au vikundi vya watu kuchezea serikali yetu. Na mimi nataka kukwambia Bwana Odinga, ukiniangalia kwa macho yote mawili, nimekwisha toa amri sasa hivi, hivyo vinyangarika vyako wasagwe kama unga.
Oginga would be immediately arrested and remain in prison until 27th of March in 1971. Even though Oginga's children had completed school, they could not be given jobs since Kenyatta's propaganda and smooth dictatorship made people avoid associating themselves with the Odingas. 4 years later in 1975, his son, Frederick Odima Oginga, committed suicide in the house of Achieng Oneko at Woodley Estate in Nairobi, where he was being accommodated. That was really sad and took a toll on his health. 3 years later in 1978, Odinga's house was wiped clean by auctioneers due to the piling bills. When Moi came to power after Kenyatta's death, in the spirit of reconciliation, he appointed Odinga as the chairman of Cotton Lind, but he was fired after a short stint for calling Kenyatta a land grabber. He tried vying for a parliamentary seat, but he was blocked by Charles Njonjo. He tried to register a political party in January 1982, but this again was blocked by Njonjo. He was literally a Kenyan citizen with no political rights. On August 1982, he was put under house arrest after it was established that he had met some of the coup plotters. His wife died 2 years later, and a couple of months later, his son Omuondo Agola died shortly after coming out of prison where he had been confined on an allegation of causing an accident. Agola was diabetic and therefore he had to inject himself regularly. However, prison authorities blocked him from accessing his medication, worsening his condition. He was taken to Kakamega Hospital by prison officers who chained him on the hospital bed. Even though he was freed by the court, which found him not guilty of the offense which he had been accused of, it was too late because diabetes had already ravaged his health. He died young in his 30s. In 1990, Odinga tried to register a party called the NDP to no success. In 1991, his ambition to lead Kenya appeared to be on the course after he founded Ford and became its interim chairman. But this was scattered by betrayal as divisions rocked the outfit just before the 1992 elections. By this time, old age was catching up with him, and in 1994, death came calling. He died like a pauper. And that makes me raise this question. How was Oginga Odinga a dynasty yet his whole political life was a torture? Before Kenyans and Africans at large allow leaders to brainwash them, they should search within themselves and ask whether hating others is worth it. Again, if this video was educative, consider subscribing to this channel for more.